Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. And I will never get nobody name up. They was like, they was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that at the, the Mariners, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning. They said, we know you gonna put them hairstyle. I said, I am. So I know because we got 130. I said I am. I'm gonna put it up there. Now one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with it.
Rocket, cold.
But look who they said that was Crockett. We got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
Been attacking our whole national, so it ain't nothing new with him. He's a fashion racist. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding him up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to us, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I'm laughing too, shit. But, hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, are they trying to use stuff for content? I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video, and he was talking about like in Chicago when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides. But these was the ones that the Democrats had, and when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I can't. I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
Here we are. And here we are. Good morning, beautiful people. Thank you for waking up with us. It's a little nasty up this way. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been out in it early. You heard? Uh-oh. You got it. I found. God damn it. Let me see. Shout out to Felicia Martinez. She would have got me a sponsor. I'm talking about this one of the greatest sponsors. You heard? Coming in from New Jersey by way of the East Coast. What up, beloved, and great morning to you. She said, Mickey's Roll Call is sponsored by the world's greatest producer, Mickey Jordan, for being blessed with 50 spins around the sun. Happy early, blessed birthday to you. Enjoy your day. Cut water on the way, Winters. You heard?
It's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Okay. I was about to be like, bruh, it's not my Google Calendar.
Nah, tomorrow. VJ Dave, thank you for tapping in. The lovely Teresa, good morning. Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis in the building. The lovely Sherry Allen, thank you, Sherry, and for blessing me last night too. Hassan Pinchback, thank you for tapping in. Loving me. We loving you back today, beloved. Thank you for tapping in. Kenneth, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. Concrete, what it do? Thank you for tapping in. Good brother Elliot McCants in the building. What's up, bro? We got Mama Quill, who we got the Way of Jesus Christ live stream. The lovely Terry Nixon, the Gaddis Line Care and Landscaping. And we got Allie Nicole Gaddis River. Pop Gaddis in the building. Blake E. Gaddis in the building. Thank you, good brother. Big Mama Gaddis in the building. Good morning to all the beautiful people that tapped in. And you know who here, my fellow 740, and that's Miss T. If you don't know, that's shooting the shit T, you heard? And thank you, beloved. Thank you again, the lovely Sherry Allen. Man, I came up on some, Oh well, thank you. I hope we entertain everybody last night. I hope we entertain y'all. But I seen something that came across the news. What you know about this incident, Trevor? Let me add this right here. I didn't know nothing about it. It dawned on me. What do you know about this situation right here? You hip to this?
No, that looks like Arizona though, Pima County.
She's missing. That's the daughter of the player. I didn't even notice, and I got this from the CBS News Chicago. Let me play this right here for the people who might need to hear it.
Investigators in Arizona say they believe Savannah Guthrie's missing mother, Nancy, is, quote, still out there, days after they say she was kidnapped from her home in the middle of the night.
After last night's heartbreaking plea from the Guthrie children, there's a new video tonight reaching out to the person who may be holding their mother.
Our Victor Jacobo is following late developments tonight and why a crucial piece of evidence is missing. Victor.
Yeah, Joe and Erica, law enforcement are boosting efforts to amplify the search for Nancy Guthrie. One of the key missing links in this investigation is a doorbell camera that was disconnected the night she went missing.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you.
Tonight, the brother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, Cameron, urging the person holding her mother to get in contact.
We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
We saw last night.
The Pima County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate tips, examine evidence, and look at reported ransom notes, but without a clear target.
To be clear, we have no.
All right. Number one, I don't remember who Miss Guthrie is.
No, she from the View. I'm just tripping. And I see what you're saying, Georgia Boy. Yeah, she been missing for a few days now. And I heard the people who got, they want to be paid in a Bitcoin.
Cryptocurrency. Bitcoin. Yeah. Because it's untraceable using blockchain.
Like, wow. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. Good morning, the lovely Luana Terry in the building. Cicero, good morning.
I'll be 100% with you because I grew up in that area. She's already dead. I hope not. I pray not. I hope that they keep getting proof of life, but I know Southern Arizona.
Good morning, Irma Sean. Thank you. I ain't going. Good morning, beloved. Good morning, Crystal Lynn Gaddis. Good morning, and thank you for all the birthday wishes coming through. I mean, it's messed up. Not the View, to the Today Show. I messed that up. Sorry about that,
because you've been wanting to put together a show like the View.
The Today Show, my bad. The Today Show. I'm sorry about that. Today Show. I mean, that's messed up, but I mean, I guess I ain't going for show. Thank you, beloved. But you know what that is, though. When you got do you think it could be an inside job?
90% of kidnappings are usually inside jobs. Same thing about murders. Most murders in the United States, I can't talk about the rest of the world, are usually perpetrated by someone close to the victim. Kidnapping is very much the same thing, whether it be child or adult. If someone is kidnapped, it is usually by someone close to the family or close to the victim.
Damn. You got a point on that, because I just can't see. And then you're not, and then they talking about in Bitcoin with untraceable. Like, Lord have mercy.
I'm actually surprised because them asking for Bitcoin shows a level of
good morning, a lovely
knowledge, level of proficiency. But at the same, them asking for crypto shows proficiency. Them asking for Bitcoin, on the other hand, shows a level of not really knowing crypto markets. I've been looking at them for a while, wanting to get into it. Honestly, they would have been better off asking for Ethereum coin. But it is what it is.
Good morning, Lorna. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. And thank you too, Carolyn Hendricks. Thank you, beloved. I'm just looking at it because, I'm just saying, because they want to be paid, and then I don't. Is this the young lady?
What's her name? Nancy Guthrie, the kidnappee.
Yeah, how much is they worth? Because they didn't say how much, but I mean, they got to be worth some money for them to be able to say, and they won't. Can you imagine you being. Thank you to lovely Terry Nixon and Sharon. Thank you for tapping in, beloved, and thank you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Where
But
is it? Where is it? I saw
tomorrow
it.
the 7th.
Right here, Concrete Jungle has the right idea. And we can just take out forensic files, but I mean, it's a good place to start for some sort of knowledge on this. Probably killed her. And where I see here, when Savannah Guthrie made heart-wrenching plea to the kidnapper of her 84-year-old mother to send proof of life. In other words, they don't even know if she's dead yet. Yeah, I'm willing to bet she's gone. She's out in the deserts. It's sad.
Terrible.
I grew up in that general area. I've heard, stories of some of my classmates disappearing, some of my classmates murdered. Like, no, there's a good reason why I didn't move back to Arizona when I left Michigan, right? Like, I know Arizona. I love Arizona. I love the climate. I love the culture. I love everything about Southern Arizona, except that part. People just come up missing. And I wanted to live out in the middle of nowhere. And middle of nowhere is prime place for someone to come into your house and do as they wish in a place like that. It's still a lot of cowboys and outlaws out there.
Thank you, Sweet Cupcake on break. Sweet Cupcake on break. Oh, my Thurp, good morning to you, good brother. And Tony Terry, thank you again.
Terry, daily meds.
Yeah, I feel bad though. Like, I mean, it's messed up. See, that's why I'm trying to live. I don't want to live in the country. Wanda Smith, good morning. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. I don't want to live in the country. Let me live where I want to be surrounded.
Out here in Florida, I've got enough room to spread my arms, but I know my neighbor. He's about 200 feet away. That's Mr. Tommy. I got another one just down the way. A couple others. Like, I got enough room to have some elbow room, but it's still a community. Where I grew up in Douglas, just north of town, literally, like, as soon as you hit city limits, there's tracts of land, 32,000 acres, 12,000 acres. There's no one around. And granted, it's not all farmland either. It's mostly shrub and mesquite.
No, for sure. Big Pimp in Texas, thank you, and good morning to you. And Mr. Classic, happy belated birthday, and thank you too, and good morning to you, good brother.
Yeah, and then someone commented on my glasses.
Fact shooting at T. Well, we're gonna thank you. It's not a problem, good brother, but thank you. And y'all smash that like button. Let me see what Concrete said. The only evidence they found thus far is some blood on her porch. Her surveillance camera feed was mysteriously turned off, and her pacemaker went out. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, like if
Mr. Riser, thank you, and good morning to you, beloved. Good morning, Wanda Smith.
And thank you both. The reason to kidnap her, like Savannah Guthrie, is reportedly worth millions. Yeah. That's one of the problems where you get so successful that just to get at you, your family members are fair game to get at your money, right?
Yeah.
Like, shit. If I were ever to become a multi-millionaire, you'd be sure that there's security on my family at all times. Some people just...
No, you have to think. Thank you, Carolyn Hendricks. No, you have to think like that. Oh, my bad. That one. And her door camera. But like I said, Gaddis Construction Company, thank you. But how do your video footage, your camera, it just miraculously came off? It's missing.
So there are two ways to do that I can think of off the top of my head. Number one, if it's wireless, you just need a RF blaster, something that skips frequencies several hundred times in a second and blocks a signal like that just by overriding it. The other way is if it runs through the house through a phone line, it's too easy to find which cable and phone line cut.
Yeah, I'm looking at Teresa they said the power was off for 20 minutes during the time she came up missing. Wow.
There you go. Just a quick and easy walk up to the circuit breaker and hit the all down.
See, when you got money, man, you got to be careful because family look at you as food too. You never know. Other people will be mad because you doing bad. You never know. Never know what can happen.
Southern Arizona, a lot of your breakers fuse boxes, all that shit is outside. On the outside of the house. Whereas like it blew my mind when I moved into my house in Michigan. Like I'm looking around the outside, where the hell is my circuit breaker? My wife shows me the basement. I'm like, found it.
Look, it's rough. That's the only thing I can say is rough. It's rough. I was, like I said, that me and my cousin was talking about that this morning. And we was just like, anything can happen. You maybe not know. Oh, thank you, Concrete, for sure. And happy to be making it there.
So
I'm limping in this joker though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I woke up feeling it. Win-win. Thank you for tapping in, and thank you, and great morning to you.
My last non-blood relative on the Berry Hill side lives in Tucson. My Aunt Holly, wonderful woman, love her to death, and her new husband, because my uncle passed back in, I want to say 2012. They both live in a retirement community. Very, they have people check in on them every day, things like that. Like, I don't have to worry about something like this happening to them. I can only imagine what's going through the family's mind, because Southern Arizona, even if you were just like a healthy younger person like you or me and just dumped out in the middle of the desert, you ain't lasting long. You got maybe a day and a half before that sun takes its toll on you, even this time of year. Like, and if you're locked in a box and they don't have any fresh air going in there, you're done even sooner. They're throwing you in a solar bake oven.
You know what, T? I just got up on it today. I don't want to lie to you. My cousin was telling me about it, and I just pulled it up, and I was like, "This, I want to know." But if that is, that's downright dire. But that's why you got to be careful.
The other problem is them asking for proof of life, right? Is rather hard to do in the age of AI, because it used to be proof of life. They'd take a picture and send it to you, and it'd be like the kidnapped holding today's newspaper.
Good morning. Fact.
Too easy to play around with an AI. I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, no. Listen, you can be tricked.
Anytime Dick or Harry can do it.
Sound like you. Well, I just, family. I just saw that. I know y'all want to get to what the real deal is. I just saw that, and I want to bring that up. Like, I was like, damn, that kind of blew my mind. But that's when you got money, you can't show it. You don't show it. You don't know who thirsty. Can be, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how, if that, let's just say allegedly, if that could be the brother-in-law. Allegedly, if it would. Can you imagine people looking at you worth millions, and they like, you ain't gonna help? Like, sometimes people think you can be like an ATM. They don't understand you got to get out there and grind and make it. Some people will keep coming like, well, look, they got millions. Like, they don't understand that sometimes the world can dry up if we just spend as recklessly. Like, if it ain't nothing about business making some money, you know what I'm saying? Because when most people get money, what they want to go do, they got to go start taking trips. They got to buy a car. They got to improve their dressing. You know what I'm saying? They finna improve what they eating, where they eating.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Everything's finna get tripled and doubled.
The trick on that is to have the money but still live like you're poor.
Yeah, but see, a lot of them don't understand.
They don't want to do that.
Because they had the poor mind mentality. And what I mean by that, as soon as they get it, they got to show it.
I got the money and I want to live like it.
Yeah, you going to see they going to go buy new cars, and they finna forget the woman they came up with. I done seen all the stars do it. They forget who was at the bottom with them. They be like, listen.
There's still some Hollywood stars that are married to like their high school sweetheart before they're picked up. But most of the others, you see them cycling through. Thank you, Debbie. You see them cycling through
$10 super chat.
New wives wives and husbands every 2 years. Like, damn, why are you even out there trying to pick up people if you're just going to replace them every 2 years? Like, the sex can't be good enough to give up half your fortune every 2 years, even with a prenup.
The Williams Corporation. Good morning, good brother. Now, I brought that up because I was like, damn, because and I'm like, that is like to be able to come on to try to do a show, and this going. I know they got to be listening. everybody, your mother, and to go that way, like, cause you mad because listen, you never know how people be plotting on you. So that's why you kind of gotta be careful. Person might look at you, they got this, they flying jets, they doing this, and will hold grudges. Straight up hold grudges, be plotting. And most people who get you, it be the people that know you.
Yeah, no.
Just think about it.
I'm good on all of that. Like, I'm happy where I'm at in life. A couple extra bucks wouldn't bother me, but getting to the point where I have to start worrying about people in my life, like if I'm close to you, if I become bestest best friends with you, and A, I have to worry, are you friends with me just because of my money? And then B, do I have to worry about you getting kidnapped so someone can get at my money? Like, I'd rather not get to that point,
Chris Moser, good morning. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for tapping in. Teresa came in with the $20 super chat. Thank you, beloved.
Man, you guys gonna get Mickey to go to Cookie Crumble.
Nah, I'm done with that. I see what you said, but it be like that though, Sherry Allen. They will. You will see, and thank you too, good brother Chris. You would think that. Yeah, I mean, no, they do think like that because see what it is. People be thinking when you didn't, and sometimes, let me be honest, we too will get that money and forget. I'm not saying all, but sometimes we will get money and forget where we done came from. I love when I hear like Michael Irvin when he was talking, like he said, he took money out when he have his mama and his family them will come up from the come up to the Super Bowl because it was in it all the time. Say how he had some money, everything would be on him. And he would be like giving Wobbs the money. And he was like, they wouldn't even spending the money. But I get it. Sometimes you know what I'm saying? You do. They be like, look, man, a lot of time we be coming from poor situations. I can't say Flint was poor. Let me be honest, because y'all got to think we really came from middle class. Thank you, Mr. Nichols Martin. And because we had all the stops, so even I got to see maybe not the best days, but some glory days of Flint where it was still nice.
Yeah, Flint fell down.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. So when we came from here, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you might have been hearing like other places when they say they was poor. Some might have everybody didn't go through that. I'm just saying, coming from a middle class. Facts. New friends bring new drama. And then sometimes that's how it be. Just think about it when you get with these. I mean, it seems like they'll pull you away. And I think, but in all honesty, thank you, Tasha Lynn. You gotta have and I'm saying you don't supposed to just give them money like that, but if we ain't creating no businesses or nothing like that, we know how to blow it, but how do we keep it? And I think that's what it should be. First thing you're gonna do, you go buy your mama a crib. Ain't nothing wrong with that. When you hear some of these stories, how they was living, man, and when they got money, that was the first thing they want to do. Because we have to understand, and being honest, a lot of them black boys that was coming up, they understood, especially in the 60s and 70s, they understood with, them Jim Crow laws. So you got to look how they was living. Like Shannon Sharp said, it wasn't until he got to college he understood what indoor plumbing was. What's up, Ron Uncut? Thank you, Christine Chandler. You got to understand, he didn't have indoor plumbing. You'll be thinking like in this era, but that's how, and his grandfather was in the Army. But you got to think, he was staying in rural Georgia. Andre Holland, good morning. Thank you for tapping in.
Some parts of Texas where,
yeah,
I was looking at moving, they still had barely dial-up. Just how rural shit is.
Yeah. Right. So we got to be taught financial literacy, and I think that's what we don't got. Kenna, popping bottles, making it rain don't last long. Facts. I forgot what player said. Oh, was that Ron? No, it wasn't Ron. Was it Ron Artest? I was one of them said they were going to the club. Just look how they set it up to take your money. Went to the club like he said. He was a J.R. Reed. He spent like 40, 50, 60,000 making it rain. You know how much stuff they could have, neighborhoods they could have built.
Shit,
Just
I mean,
getting millions of dollars. It's like, and could have still been making money. Could have bought neighborhoods, built them up. Could have been the landlords of it. That's what other people do. That's what I'm saying. It's like the things that were set up. Like
I
it's
wonder
like,
if we're gonna get DMCA'd for this. I'm gonna look it up, but I've seen other monetized channels do it, so
well,
I'm gonna peek it real quick. There's a small clip of "fuck you" money. It's John Goodman in a movie, and
oh, dude.
all
Yeah.
right, I'll quote it then.
Yeah.
So what he said is, first thing you do when you make big money is you take $1 million aside, you set it in a high interest savings account. That is your fuck you money. Do whatever you want with the rest of it, but you do not touch that 1 million. With that $1 million, you can live off the interest for the rest of your life. If you don't like, you still go to work, you still get a small 3-4 bedroom house, you still have 1 or 2 cars, they don't have to be the newest, get used, and you can cycle them out as you need. If you don't like your job or your boss is an ass, fuck you. I can live off that interest for a little bit until I get another job. And then you pass that money down. That's the first thing that, my parents ever told me. You make money, the first thing you do is you set a large chunk aside and you let it make money for you. Instead of you constantly having to go out and grind and hate whatever you're doing with life, you let that money make you money.
And that's what lead to the title of the show.
Let it play out.
Let it play out. Because now when you seeing what's going on, you see how when you don't have that FU money put up, this is how we start getting to where we at with now with Davina. With the whole thing about residency. Like I've been looking at how we've been making, and I mean, as far as we've been reporting on it, because we ain't, ain't nobody else been talking about it. But it's like when you see everything that's going on, you get and this really how you get corrupted. Christine Chandler said her dad taught her the same thing. You're always supposed to put some rainy day money, but see, we done lost that. And this is how you get caught up in certain things like this. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking them. I got number of respect, but when it's out in the open, it's out in the open. And I just think some of the stuff that we seeing going on, I feel Alan said invest in toilet paper, laundry detergent, soap, a commodity that people always need. Facts.
So I had a black sergeant in the Army, Sergeant Johnson. He came to us from the 82nd Airborne. The man's knees and ankles are ruined, but he could still be light infantry. Fucking tough bastard. Before he joined the Army, he was in, I think it was UPS or FedEx. Anyway, he started taking money from every one of his paychecks, and he would invest it just as Alan here said. Invest in toilet paper, laundry detergent. So his idea, though, was Johnson & Johnson baby products. And at first I thought that's a really stupid investment. And it took another person pulling me aside because, I'd said that out loud. Like, why would you do that? I think it was Lonnie Dornhecker, who is now a sergeant first class or first sergeant. He goes, that is probably one of the most ignorant things I ever heard you say, Barry Hill. I'm like, what? I mean, you want big money if you're investing, right? He goes, no, you want long money. And people will never stop having babies. I sat there, I'm like, shit. That makes a lot of sense when you put it like that. So, yeah, I wonder what Sergeant Johnson's up to these days. Hopefully you're retired.
No. Well, I was trying to wait till the 9:30 before we can go get off into this. And thank you.
Oh, we got 2 minutes.
To my lovely behind the scenes. It says China is selling the machinery to package toilet paper and the rolls. Alan Correa. Okay, yeah, that ain't for me.
I mean, China's gone a long way with this machining in the past 30 years. 30 years ago, they're making all the ballpoint pens that you could buy, but they couldn't machine the ballpoint on them. It was too intricate for China. Now they're machining fucking everything. But real quick, the fuck you money scene comes from The Gambler in 2014. Go ahead and watch that show or that movie. And it has a lot of good life tips on there, even if it is in the most crass way possible. There's in Brandon T. And now we're at that 9:30 mark for your hit.
We almost there. We got like 9 seconds because I got something that came up. And thank you, beloved, for sending this information. Because I know y'all see we got Davina up on there, but we want to know what the solutions is. Okay, today's M Live. Trump suggests federal takeover of Michigan elections. Whitmer objects. I wonder why you think Trump wanted. Let me find this article. Why you think?
I'll take an eye on it, and I can see why he wants to.
It's at M Live. Dog. Chris Moultrie with the $20 super chat said, "Happy birthday, Mick." Thank you, beloved. Thank you, good brother. Thank you. I'm trying to see why would Trump want to take over why would the Republicans want to take over the election here?
So, all right, there's 2 ways of looking at this. We're going to look at it the innocent way first, and then we're going to look at it the obvious way. Okay,
let's talk.
The innocent way is Michigan hasn't updated its voter rolls in close to, I want to say, 15 years. There's still dead people on the rolls. I mean, there's so much demolition happening throughout the state. I mean, Saginaw, Lansing, Detroit, we all know about Flint. And those properties are still listed as having people there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You've got all this happening. That would be a innocent way, like, hey, no, take over the elections and clean up the rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will turn around and say that is highly illegal. Just because the way the Constitution is written, the states are responsible for all elections within the state's borders. The federal government has no authority to step in and take over. Period. End of story.
Well, answer this question for me, because I'm just reading it. I'm just looking at it. We was told that the Michigan Republicans are probing any and all public corruption. If anyone in Flint wants this corruption to leave Genesee County bubble, they need to link with the Republicans. Sorry to say. Look at the moves being made. That's what I'm saying. In today's M Live, Trump suggesting federal takeover of Michigan election. Would that be bad? I don't think I couldn't say if it would be bad or, you know what I'm saying, if it would be good, to be honest with you.
Like that's the innocent part. The not innocent part is you have a federal government run by a person in a party. You can say Trump, you can say Biden. Put whoever the hell you don't like in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, Terry. I'll explain these in a minute. And they get to hire or appoint based on their position. So I'm president, I get to appoint an FBI director. I'm president, so I get to appoint a secretary of state, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there's going to be political and partisan hacks overseeing that election. Granted, it happens at state level too, but this is a red Fed looking at a blue state. Well, a purple state. It gets weird. Okay. It just is what it is. I wouldn't trust it, but I also don't trust the way the elections are being run right now anyway. I don't trust the state to take care of it. I certainly as hell don't trust Davina to run it. I don't trust Jocelyn Benson, and I won't trust Trump and whoever the hell he sends there.
So what you gonna do?
As a private citizen, there's absolutely nothing I can do other than say I don't like it. That's just, I mean, you can try to get a ballot initiative too, and I don't even know how you would even word that or what you would suggest as a fix, right? Like, oh, only private individuals can be hired to do that. Well, private individuals are sometimes linked with their own bias. Okay, everyone's linked with their own biases. No one is non-biased.
Oh,
okay.
Like, I mean,
I don't know what to do.
No, because the point I'm saying, good morning, Constance. Thank you for tapping in. And good morning. Good morning. Thank you for tapping in. Let me see this what Alan said. Alan says, Councilman Davis told us about the gentrification and the master plan things that are predetermined years in advance. For sure. Let me see. He's only going after the blue states. Now, I can see that too. That's what. So let me put it this way. I'm just reading a little bit of it. Yeah, I'm just reading a little bit. This from Washington. President Donald Trump on Tuesday, February 3rd, suggested the federal government should take a direct role in administering elections in Michigan, claiming without evidence that local election systems are corrupt and poorly run. Trump made the comments while speaking to reporters at the White House, where he questioned why elections are handled by states and argued that federal officials should intervene in cities he said should have problems counting votes, including Detroit. He went further to suggest that federal agents could be deployed to oversee vote counting. Granny G, good morning, beloved.
Now, I wouldn't mind having a singular federal official there to observe, not oversee, observe, write down things that, have a notebook, official notebook, kind of like a log sheet that I had at CQ. And it would say voter or, vote reader, ballot counter, whatever, X at table X at this time did X. Have cameras on it and then have a true investigation after. Take a look at that. Okay. But a straight oversee, no, I can't see it happening because as the Constitution is defined, which you have to have, I believe, 3/4 of Congress, both sides, as well as 3/4 of all state legislatures to vote in the affirmative to change the Constitution. The executive just cannot outright do that. That'll be shot down pretty fast and hard by the Supreme Court if he even tried. And he's signaling he wants to, but he hasn't yet moved on it. I think he's gauging if he has the political clout and the political capital to do it, but he's going to find real quick he don't.
But see, with me, just going with here, I can understand if he did want to do it. Just going with Flint. Just let's go back with Art. Remember when Art? Because you was down there with Art.
Yeah, I sat there with them. I got a call from Dr. Weaver. Hey, hang out with Art while they do this shit.
Yeah, remember, and remember, Art had the lady on the live. Remember those canisters was contaminated?
Yeah, they were they were opened, unsecured, unlocked.
And remember,
we all sat there and went, "What in the flying yada yada?"
Thank you, Granny G, with happy birthday, early birthday. Make you remember families $5 Friday. You heard with the $10 super chat. No, that's why I'm saying it. Because just think about it. If you look at here, she got caught. Remember, it was the Republican, the guy. Remember, he didn't want to certify the election.
Yeah, I can't remember the man's name.
Yeah, remember, he was going back and forth with him.
Just based off of that. And it was the 2022 and 2024 elections where he sat there and said, I'm not comfortable certifying this.
And I'm with you, Carolyn. Now, I do agree with you because Trump should not be involved in any election. He tried to get Georgia to find votes for him. I would say this, but we do need somebody to see. This is what's cold-blooded, how you know the system is rigged. You got to have somebody to overlook the overlooker because both sides can play the game. So where do you really get? Thank you, Denise Cousins. Where do you really get? Just explain that to me. Who you gonna get to really truly be honest? Because don't either side trust the other one.
And ain't none of us supposed to trust either side. I mean, us as regular folks. Remember, you are not part of the party. You belong to the party. That's just how voting works. Like I don't get called to Republican conventions. Yeah, I can go and stand there and observe, but I have no say or vote there. Just like most of our folks here cannot go into a Democrat convention or a Democrat meeting and have a vote there. It's the executive committees that have the say. So in terms of it, you're just a registered voter to them. You don't have no say, so you shouldn't trust either.
Facts. But how did you force them to update the voting rolls though? It should not be that still getting at people. Parents is no longer here. They still getting.
I would love to see a federal law, but mind you, I don't like seeing new laws. But a federal law saying voter rolls must be updated, we'll say every 2 years. I mean, set time aside on your schedule, go through it piece by piece, clear it up instead of getting this backlog of 20 years, 15 years. It's insane that they don't do that shit.
I'm just looking. I mean, I feel here they need to get it together though, because it's really diabolical how
Oh, we'll see
I'm
because
just saying, no, I'm just saying here it is diabolical with this residency stuff. I'm just saying on
that's what I was
residency.
about to hit on. Because as you and Winters put out last night,
Thank you, big fan.
21 is in the second ward now, right? From
Mhm.
the house that he's trying to run from.
Allegedly that we found out.
Yeah, but
Yes.
what packet did he try to pick up?
What's up, on? I guess he picked up for the third ward.
So we'll see if that slips through or not. If he's allowed to run for the third ward, even though the address that he is saying he's running from is in the second.
No, he's gonna have, but no, because if he go try to turn in, he found out
Will
last.
they let it slip? Will they let him fall through the cracks again?
Where that came from my understanding, from down there. When you go in the portal, it's in the house is in the second ward now. It's not the third ward no more because he's moved
If I knew the
to a
address.
new spot.
Yeah, if I knew the
It's a new
address,
house
I'd
in the
take a
third
peek at
ward.
it.
I mean, but this is what I was saying last night. When me and Winters was having a conversation on the nip. This is what I said. This is how you know the clerk office has been undermined, and they let 21 get away with it. Hear me out what I'm saying, how he got away with it. In order, if Davina do say something, that's going to open up for everybody else. At the same time, he can fuck around, give himself a case for playing, for playing that game. And that's what to me, it's like he daring them. But what y'all going to do? I ain't going to be the only one to go down. Just going back to the last one because, and look, family, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being, we talking. Who owned the house that he ran in last time? Okay, so how was he able to run? And did he have water on? Did he have power on?
Not that I could find, and I went looking pretty hard.
And if he didn't have, so what can they say? And they honestly believe he was living in this house. Let's just go to the winter time. They honestly believe he could have lived in this house during these times.
I mean, they're going to say they did, but anyone with a reasonable judgment would say no. Mind you, I'm going off of the word of the law and not how they're choosing to ignore certain parts of it.
No, but I'm saying, but what it is, he knew she wasn't gonna be able to say nothing because they know it's other people who not. I mean, allegedly that they saying. Just like Liddell, if they do open it up on Leon, don't you know they can open it up on Liddell?
Mm-hmm.
It just don't stop with that. They can go open it up on anybody on there who they feel don't live from there, don't live in Flint. And that's the nonsense that you got going on. That's that's what I'm like. Even right now, just think about this: the first ward council person. You can allegedly, I'm just saying, the councilwoman. This ain't what Mickey came up with, and different people who said he was on Teller, but it was Teller for the 6th ward.
Mm-hmm.
And they know he had been on this since February. I mean, not February, let me get it right. Since July, I'm assuming, allegedly. So he's been able to govern the 1st ward from the 6th ward. Let's just say, let's go with that. We ain't even gonna go with the other one when they said allegedly he was staying in Mount Morris where it had a Flint garbage can that was out there because people did certain things. You know, the footage was out there. My thing is all of this, and this is what I'm saying. This is a lot of stuff that the councilwoman had put out. Thank you, Sandra Nicholas Martin, for becoming a member. You heard, and this was the councilwoman. The councilwoman put out Tanya Burns in the 6th ward, and then on top of that, the lady, the house that he was running from, it was somebody already occupied in that house that he was running from allegedly. Why can it be a fact? Because she came on Facebook. They should. I mean, like all this stuff. I get it. Due process, and I get it. If you ain't got money, this is how stuff can take long.
This comes from League of Women's Voters. I can't see the time or the date that is posted, but according to the Secretary of State's office, 314,000 inactive voter registrations were removed from the state's voter rolls. It says April 2nd. So at earliest, that could have been last year. This council represents the removal of 1.1 million out-of-date registrations from the Benson administration. Now, 314,000 is more than enough to throw a statewide election either way. They were out of date. How can you be out of date long enough to be $314,000 in the hole, or 314,000 voters in the hole?
That's the point, Trevor. I'm not saying he right. I'm not picking. I'm just saying I'm seeing how people here is frustrated with the clerk office. How do you straighten the clerk office out? I'm just trying to figure it out.
I mean, because the clerk's office has to work very closely with politicians. And like you guys have heard me say before, I don't trust politicians. I don't. And while Mr. Elliott is saying census, okay, I can agree with that part. But how do you force them to keep up to date with the census?
Well, I just got another email. Just listen to this, family. Said Department of Justice and Republicans probing Whitmer, Nessel, and Benson for public corruption, padded voter rolls, election fraud, etc. Just check this out. Flint has over 80,000 voters on the roll, yet only maybe 40,000 adults over 18. They refuse to clean up the rolls because that's how you commit absentee ballot fraud, ballot harvesting, and make elections messy. Always some drama. Always 12 to 24 hours delays. Always some BS with open canisters to spoil recounts. Candidates they want thrown out don't make the ballot for BS. While puppets they want on the clerks let residency fraud and fake signature slide. If you allege criminal wrongdoing, they tell you to tell that same Michigan State Police post on Corona Road. All the troopers admit on our court record is corrupt as hell. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so,
because it is on the books that you have to keep your voter rolls up to date, but they're not enforcing it. How do you force them to enforce? You get what I'm saying? Like,
oh, this was more to it. Hold up, this one.
Damn.
Yeah, I can kind of show it, but you ain't gonna see the person who sent it. This is what I got. This is how this came. It says if you allege wrongdoing, they tell you to tell the same Michigan State Police post on Corona Road. All the troopers admit on court record it's corrupt as hell. Same with the clerk in Flint being an unelected. Same with the Genesee County clerk being installed. Same with the county administrator, Josh. And this is not me saying it. This is an email I got. I can't show you the name. I'm just saying it's one of them proto email. It says Administrator Josh Freeman being installed clerks in every city, Potomac town I voted on, but Flint is installed. County executives in Macomb and Wayne and Oakland I voted on. Freeman has been installed. Then when you do your little foot soldier job for them, they get you a cushy work from home job with the state and the nice pension, alley, or you get, or they put you over one of their fake nonprofits. This ain't Mickey saying this, family. They got Kildy, Ananak, Commissioner James Avery over on Burston, etc. Corruption is so embedded, and you got both the Republicans, Lansing and the DC with the power. Perfect opportunity for someone to finally step up and link with the Republicans to clean it up. Tanya, Dennis, both question. Doing nothing but yapping at council meetings and trusting these August and November elections is hopeless. Folks just acting like some control opposition at this point. Wow. Hey, she hitting it on the day. But, and like I said, I wasn't done with either the other one. She got, you look at this, the Detroit Metro Times, Dana Nessel impeachment floated by Republicans. This was January 9th, 2026.
Mm-hmm. They've been floating that for a minute because they picked up some seats in 22.
See,
24.
Yeah. See, and I'm looking at this like this was the first one I got. I can't show y'all this with the links and stuff to it. I can't show y'all. But it just said the state police posted when I read that second one. I didn't get through the first email was sent. She said the state police post on Corona Road is never-ending public corruption and multi-million-dollar lawsuits. Now think about how we have never been able to get them to pursue any corruption, residency fraud, etc. in Flint going back 10 years. The Lansing machine has had a grip on the post, and that's why the mayor and them feel invincible. Today's Detroit Free Press, Flint promotion scandal still
reverberates.
Yeah, reverts at Michigan State Police. And this was a video clip.
Yeah, I've got the article up. I'm waiting for it to load the video, unless my ad blocker is preventing it, in which case
I'm
can't show it.
Yeah, because I don't want y'all to just be thinking.
Yeah, I got it up here. Let me share it over. That way people can see the clip link to, or not the clip, but the article link to us.
Yeah, I don't want y'all.
Yeah, promotion scandal. Here we are. We'll go ahead and make that full size for everyone. Lansing, the Flint promotion scandal was
Dimitri one.
Watershed event at the Michigan State Police that remains a source of mutual distrust inside the agency's top ranks, records show. The rigging of promotion exams and the Flint Post predated Gretchen Whitmer's appointment of Colonel James Grady as MSP director in September 2023, but senior MSP officials have been suspicious of Grady's admitted friendship with former First Lieutenant Yvonne Brantley, the Flint's Post commander, who was found to have provided favored applicants with advanced copies of promotion exam questions. And because of a 45-second pause in the audio recording of Grady's questioning by Internal Affairs in the connection with the Flint scandal, records obtained by Detroit Free Press show. These are the folks you're supposed to be going to and asking asking for an investigation. These are the folks that you're supposed to go to if you suspect fraud. If there's already fraud in their ranks, especially as to how they get promoted and their friendships, how are you going to trust them to overwatch your elections? Remember, anytime you think that the city council is breaking laws, you can't go to the Flint police. You can't go to the county sheriffs. You have to go to the MSP. It was covered up. Paul Pummel, executive director of the MSP Command Officers Association, who has accused Grady of being untruthful about his communications with Brantley, said May 9th during a separate internal affairs investigation. Last June, both MSP Command Officers Association and MSP Troop Association announced their members who participated voted more than 90% non-confidence in Grady and his controversial choice as a deputy director, Lieutenant Colonel Amy Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't know. So let that sink in, folks.
I'm just saying, and got another one. Let me read this one. Hey, Elliot McCann. Just think about it. So you can't count Republicans run most of the elections. Like I said, I don't know how. Let me look at this. The other one I got. It said the RX Kids thing is just a scam to steal hundreds of millions of dollars from the Michigan taxpayers. So insiders can scheme money. Jocelyn Benson, consultant husband, make millions off as they move the money from public to nonprofit, with every insider and nonprofit skimming millions off the top for administrative and consulting fees. Mona getting rich. Mona's lawyer husband's getting rich. Uptown getting millions off that MSU campus leads downtown. A New York nonprofit steals 10% off the top, totaling tens of millions of dollars. Wow. I don't want y'all to think, I'll just cover it up because you just got it too. I don't want y'all to think the link's in there too. I don't want you to think. This from the Midwesterner. So it's like, do y'all see the fight at the top and who catching hell at the bottom? And then the people in between that can make something happen. Listen, I'm not saying, it's rough. So how can you break up? How you gonna bust up a system? Is It's running like a fine oil tune machine. It's just that you got a couple leaks in it, mainly the ones from here, cutting up, you know.
I don't know what
I-
Williams Corporation's going on about, but I can say, since there was that quick question and it kind of loops back to the beginning of the show, the price of one Bitcoin currently is $68,341.85. It is up by 8.82% today. There you go.
Yeah, I'm looking at what Alan said. That's why Neely tanked the House of Esther to push RX Kids.
I don't like that question.
Yeah, he a fool. I'm looking at I mean, you can kind of understand why certain things is moving the way it's moving now, but I'm like, if you and I understand, yo, they don't want Jocelyn. Ain't she running for governor?
Mm-hmm.
And she the Secretary of State?
I believe she is.
And do you think
she got, was it her or Nestle? No, it was her running for governor, and Nestle slapped her on the wrist for announcing Governor yada yada yadas in her office.
They don't want her over the election, and she the governor. Her running it. Come on. I mean, she running for governor, and she over the. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
I just looked at the screen again.
Haves and have-nots. It's working as designed. Facts, Elliot. I agree.
I just looked at the screen again. I want to answer to shooting the 7th warning, which is there any evidence votes were submitted from inactive voters? Well, you can always go back and see who voted, not how they voted, but who voted. And if you have a nice long list of those deceased or confirmed to be moved out of an area, you can see if their name popped up in the voter rolls as having voted, whether via absentee or in person. Personally, I don't have the time to go through 80,000 names, but it is what it is.
But I mean, but now when you see that, just like I said, when Winters and Doc Weaver was out there, they went to where House wasn't even standing. It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So how you gonna get control of that? Like, I mean, seriously, family, I'm not saying it's like, how can you?
And that isn't just like going door to door, right? So when I ran as an introduction, the state Republican Party, not the Genesee County Republican Party, the state Republican Party, provided me access with a database. And what I was able to do is sort voters by precinct, ward, and how strong or likely they were into either political party. So you can generate yourself a list, make it as efficient as possible. You can tell it efficiency for walking. And it'll tell you, stop here, knock, talk. Stop here, knock, talk. That's what happened with Dr. Weaver and Winters, because you can still get that thing generated by the Democrat Party, even though that's a nonpartisan race. You can get it done by the Republican Party too, to stop and knock with potential voters.
Right, Alice. That's the clerk's office job. That's what you get paid to do. That's why we're gonna keep having we're gonna still be having things not trusting residency.
I mean, the way it's run so far, if you take a look at the older laws, the first of these election laws, it was designed for simplicity and stupidity. Mind you, most of these laws came out in either the mid 1800s to early 1900s. Literacy was through the floor, right? Not most people could read, so you had to make it simple and dumb. Over the years, you get it piled on to be more and more and more and more and more complicated on purpose to make it harder for you, myself, Chris, Carol, Williams Corporation, Mr. Elliott, anyone to actually understand, like, wait, this here says you can do this here says you cannot unless, and then this here says that unless, and it goes back and forth and upside down and all around. Yeah, digital voting machine. I mean, I think they're run through Python. If not Python, then it'd be a C+ program. And if you understand those, you can easily make it to where 1 out of every X amount of votes flips to candidate of choice. As simple as that. It doesn't matter which way. But yeah.
And that's the problem. Like, so do you honestly get a good what's the name? Like, it's hard to prove that you really got a voting whistle. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying.
So
It's not until you get control of that clerk office, and I do feel whoever said it earlier, the clerk office need to be voted in. It shouldn't be appointed like that. It should be voted in.
But when it's voted in, can you trust the clerk who will be running to run it for
It's a thing called recall, just like every other person. Now you can recall.
With the amount of people we have now and the way the voter rolls are, I'm starting to really look at, because I think it was the 1850s. 1850s, what you used to do is you would go to the election office and you would verbally, with your name out there, state who you were voting for which position. It was known John X votes this person for this person for this person for this. And then about the 1850s, they converted over to what they called Australian voting, what we now know as unanimous voting. Look, you can't cheat if the name is known to have voted for X, Y, or Z. It's very much harder. Like, okay, Trevor Berryhill votes for Maurice Davis, second ward. Okay, now you've got X amount of names with X amount of votes, and there is no possible surprise last minute absentee. Like, okay, it says Jane Smith here voted absentee. Now we can drive on over there. Excuse me, Miss Jane Smith, did you vote absentee? No? Okay, then that entire ballot's gone.
But you're gonna, this the thing, you're gonna have to do something. Both sides gonna think the other side is cheating.
Yeah, when you take absentee ballots, but when you take the anonymity out of it.
But this is easier though, Trevor. Residency fraud. That's easy. Davina can
That's simple as hell. Yeah.
That's not, you go pull up.
We don't even need Davina to go prove it. You and I can prove it literally just with a quick drive, or in my case, a Google satellite.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You just do this.
Like
that's what you do. See, my thing is we study playing, and we're gonna continue to keep going through the same thing. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna keep going through the same thing because until and I get, and thank you for the lovely person that's sending me the emails. Facts, brother Elliot.
One of our favorite things here, given to us by the beautiful Miss Gladys. Honestly, that might just become one of our slogans.
You see, Arthur Logo, thank you, beloved. I'm gonna get right to you. See what Alan said? During Trump and Biden, people press screen for Trump, but the internal system check for Biden, allegedly.
Yeah. Some people even had video of it where they would tap Trump and it would flash under Biden. Now, I'm not going to say that the Biden administration did that, right? That could just be some rogue actor doing it up on themselves.
Thank you, good brother, Sir Gregory. Chris Caleb said Trump is trying to make voting federal regulated. I mean,
yeah, we started off into that, and I keep saying it's illegal as hell. The Constitution says any election held within states' borders is
but they got to do something.
Responsibility. Oh yeah,
do something.
I agree that they have to do something, but you have to do it within the limits of the law or change the law. Just do it without an act of Congress, without a legislative act, constitutes a severe overreach by the executive branch.
But you're gonna have to do something though, because we're gonna continue having these problems when we gone. It could be 100 years later because you having them still to this day. But the problem is both sides have played so many games, they don't trust neither side to come out and do something fair. Let's be honest. When the Republicans find something, they do it, they run with it. When the Democrats get their chance, they see it, they run with it. Both sides have played the game, but who you hurting is the people. That's the problem. In my humble opinion, you hurting the people. And like I say here, just look at our clerk office. It should not, we still talking about residency from down there 20 years ago.
Yep.
We talking about residency from 20 years ago. Let that sink in. When you can hear about residency has been played. Like, let's be honest, we ain't just, and don't get it twisted. I know Miss Inez Brown, who was the clerk for a minute.
Treasurer of the city.
Yeah, but they said it was before her. It was still wicked like that.
Like we said yesterday, nothing new under the sun. Where did she learn it? From the person before her. Where did she learn it? From the person before her. Time and time and time and time.
You may be on something. You may be say they take away absentee ballots. Flint can probably get on the right track.
That's what I've been saying for a minute, because absentee ballots for everyone just opens the door to, the rolls say that this person votes here, but I know that they moved or that they died. I can get an absentee ballot filled out and no one's going to know, because we've got anonymous voting mixed with absentee ballots. I want to get rid of anonymous voting at this point. And then I want to turn on ranked choice voting. That way, voting for a third party like Libertarian isn't necessarily throwing your vote away. Like, okay, I vote Libertarian, then I vote Green, then I vote X or Z, choose, right? Okay, Libertarian didn't get enough votes, Green didn't get enough votes, so my vote goes to the X or Z. And you still have your say in it, at least.
You see this? I'm feeling you, Sir Gregory said, if something was done in good faith, surely change it. But why are we talking about taking actions on an election from 2020?
You don't take action from elections. What you do is you learn from it. Wisdom, right? You learn from past mistakes. You can't change the like, say, the 2020 election. We'll just go with that. Huge if, go ahead and capitalize it, put quotes around it, sparkling fucking lights if you like. If it was that the Democrats stole the election, yada, yada. Once again, if. What are you going to do about it? You can't take that entire presidency off the table. Everything that was decided by it is still done. Going back in time just don't fucking work, right? But you can learn from how it was done and prevent it for the future if. And Chris, I do want to tap onto this real quick. The Steele dossier was proved to be false in front of Congress. Everyone that they called back admitted that it was either secondhand, third hand, or made up. Okay.
Okay. T said she just checked my mom's information. In 22, she was not listed as a registered voter at her residence in 2024. Maybe they removed some and not others. That can be true.
And never heard of anonymous vote. That's exactly what you have right now, though, Miss Eartha. When you go to vote, you just get a ballot. It doesn't have your name. You know, they don't reserve a ballot for Trevor Berryhill with a number on it that is directly linked to my name. It just, okay, I showed up to vote. I was given a ballot. It doesn't say which ballot. I fill it out and send it. They don't know how I voted, right? Just that I did vote. I'd rather go back to, I don't think getting called up in front of everyone and saying your vote, because that could take, at this point with 300 and plus million people legally in the country, and we'll just go on the conservative side here and say 140 million of those are registered of age eligible voters. That would take days. But you go up, you have a ballot with your printed name on it. You fill out your ballot and then you sign at the bottom. Okay, I know Trevor Berryhill voted like this. And a lot of people don't want their votes to be public information. At the same time, that's one of the only ways you can clear a lot of this obfuscation. You have to take the curtain away. You have to see what the magician is doing. Otherwise, he's just going to hide his hand.
Thank you, Juju.
And yes, it's not illegal to ask a person if they're voting Democrat or Republican. But number one, if you, a regular person, goes up and asks, it don't matter. They can just tell you, piss off.
But
Trust me, I've been told it plenty of times. I think Wentis politely told me once when I asked her how she voted on air, but she was very polite and she said, "No, that's none of your business, Trevor." Yes, ma'am. Aside from that, I think that there should be roles of who voted and how.
Because I'm looking at what Alan said. For U.S. being a country that pushes democracy, we have the worst and complex voting system that appears corrupt. Facts. You heard Felicia said the family from the East Coast by way of New Jersey. Smash that like button.
And you guys remember 2020, everyone was pushing for absentee ballots or, mail-in voting, X, Y, and Z. I do want to point out that several of the people who were donating to a lot of these causes, Jeff Bezos being chief amongst them, when it came down to voting to unionize Amazon, he shot down the idea real quick for mail-in voting or absentee voting on voting for unionization. Why is it okay for our government to have such a complex system and such a way to hide things, but it's not okay for his business if it's a way that's going to cost him billions?
I'm with you, T. She said Flint people need to get out and vote, period. Like I'm where she at. She like, damn this.
We're on the
They are
same book page.
depending on people staying at home, which they love. Too many people going around saying they vote don't matter regardless. Get out there and use it and find out.
No,
I still go vote. Good morning, Michael B. in the building.
No, Mr. Earth, it doesn't allow them because it doesn't say when that ballot was signed out or by who. It's very illegal for them to keep a record of how you voted. The very same as it's very illegal for them to keep track of who buys a firearm. National databases of that area was
okay. Where's Caleb?
Of that criteria are very illegal.
What's up, Raphael? Peace, good brother. Thank you for tapping in. Good morning, the lovely Beverly Biggs Levy. Flint, if y'all love this lady right here, all the work she done done, put her in the third ward seat. I never seen no hardness like this. Get her in the seat. Get out, get up and vote. You see what you're going, folks? Listen, only way you can stop the system is putting people in there that's going to fight against the system. I'm not saying she can't go do business with the mayor. You're going to have to do business. You got to know how to negotiate. But this is showing you how crazy that we are. Like when Maurice was trying to talk to Trump. He was who was in charge. He needed help. What happened when Biden got in? We back to square one again. That's why you need somebody that's going to fight. I'm just saying.
I see what Zach is saying. Anonymity protects you against retaliation. Whether it be from the winning administration if you lost, or whether it be from Rando Joe down the street who don't like you. At the same time, we're seeing political retribution right now anyway against people who voted against an administration, whether it was Biden or Trump. And we see people who you have a yard sign up and you're still, you get harassed and violence happening anyway. I think one of the best ways, though, if it's already happening, do away with it. And then we can start saying, yeah, we do have very clear, open, transparent elections, and we can start to trust the whatchamacallit, the results. Sorry, I got a headache this morning.
I was just looking at what good brother Sir Gregory said. Flint people need to tune into 810 media, but for some reason your views hip is greater by people from outside of Flint. Make it make sense. That tell you all you need to know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not saying. I think what it is because even us. Let me be honest. Don't let me throw nobody out. I gotta put us in there. Even us, we have got caught up. We have got caught up in the BS. That's why I'm like this time. Like you know what? We sit out of it. Ignore herself. I didn't say a good morning. Good brother Zachary Harrison. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm not you'll hear me say I like Clack, but I'm not giving him an endorsement. You'll hear me say I like Ms. Bev Biggs. I'm not giving an endorsement. The reason is, while I like these folks, 810's name has been tied to some folks that we've been stabbed in the back before, right? So no, we're like Mickey said, we're standing back and letting this do its thing without us, so we don't get caught up in someone else's problems again.
The point, because the reason I was saying it is that, like I say, and the wars got to put them in the people for this reason. Why you want them in there? Because you need, like Clark. I think he would be an excellent person for be y'all state rep. What I think he would, and people don't get it twisted. I think he would be excellent, but it ain't me who can. Listen. We done got on there huff and puff. We done got on here huff and puff. Let me be honest with you. But we need the ones who running it to get behind Clark. Because I don't want to turn nobody off and say, yeah, I like Clark. Because y'all know I want Miss Biggs up in there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying some of it was warranted. Why some don't. Some don't tune in. Let me be real with you, because believe me, family. I talk to certain people in the streets. I'll be out here because you'll catch me at the farmers market. You'll catch me downtown. Some people I be seeing, they be like, some of the people we are having conversations. I mean, we being and talked about. Some of these people have friends out there that we know. And they'd be like, that's why you're here. Oh, y'all messy. Well, y'all come put this on. Like, I done ran into people in the farmers market to be like, well, you be going at this person. And I'm like, and what all? Yeah, but see, they can't see past their friendship with these people. Like, sometimes these people have friendships. Let's just be honest. That's why it's kind of hard when you jump off into this. Just think about Charles Barkley. Him and Jordan was cool until Charles Barkley started talking about him.
Yeah.
A lot of these people we knew before doing this, and a lot of them might, even with me, they'd be like, damn, Mick, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be thinking, but when you got to come out here, when you got to come out here and you telling them and you saying this, because a lot of people weren't happy about, the information that was getting put out there on Brother Leon. Let me be honest with y'all. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't happy. It was like, and you get down there, you get down there, you get being black. You get down there, you get caught up like this. And let me be honest with y'all. You get told, man, why you gonna take down the black man? Well, the white ones done it and we let this slide. That's how you down there, someone you trying to, you be down there conflicted. Like, but the thing is, you supposed to stand on the truth. That's what, regardless who it is. But this how we'll come back. We won't say nothing when Channel 12 be, we will. When Channel 12 be slandering, oh, they wrong, they shouldn't do this. But the question is, what did you do to get jammed up like this? Like, now, some of this stuff was unwarranted, how they was coming at Mays. It was letting other things slide. That whole thing was the dirty Mays up. But look how with Dr. Weaver, she stayed in court. Look at this mayor. He didn't get caught doing so much, and I'm not saying he didn't got caught, and his crew of people. I'm not saying the ones that all the other administrations might have had. Every council was something, but just to give you an example, the first ward. Look what he doing. It's like, of all the ones, like, take Liddell. Okay, we take her off the table. Take Allie off the table. These was all, we're going to say all the King's men. Take Allie off the table. Take Liddell. Take Candace. Take Judy off. Take LaShawn off because she just got here. Leon and the first ward and did so much that even all the other stuff that they did, with Judy being a water denier, with Judy asking for more money for the finance chair, with Judy, you got a FOIA to get the information for the opera committee. Just look at all the stuff that he done done. Look at the stuff with Candace. Just look at, if you go back and look, even when Art came up and told him, man, you need to step down. You need to step down. I think they probably worked harder to keep him, trying to keep him out. Even when Liddell tried to fight Dennis, tried to fight Art, tried to fight 21. Even when she created a riot at the council that she did. Look what he done topped all of that. He didn't top, but to me, what's sad, we get caught up in the aspect, we'll go, oh, they trying to take a black man down. And I get it, because our counterparts do some of the same stuff, don't nothing be said. Like you just had, like they talked about Josh Freeman. He wasn't even living in Flint at the time. He got away with it. But these the thing, and it's like we going after him. And that's how I feel like we kind of get jammed up. Facts, Allen, instead of stepping down, he doubled down. Then you got LaShawn. I'm not a Neely girl, but everything come vote up there. I'm just saying, when you look at it, facts, too, you said it better than I can say. Flint is small and very cliquish. It's always been, they vote accordingly. Facts. And that's why you'll see her, I'm not a Neely. Why you got to go out and say who you not? Let me see what Brother Elliott said. I'm going to say this again. If you hold a teacher accountable and a high level and standard, then everyone else should be held. I mean, should be held as well. But they don't do that. Just think about it. They've been so good at, and I'm just saying reason they not gonna change this thing in Flint. This is how they've been running it. Let's just be honest.
Well,
That's why you
remind
see
me
certain people hollering about the cheating, certain not. Certain people hollering about the clerk office, and you can go count on one hand who really hollering at the clerk office.
Let me propose a counterpoint here
Mm-hmm.
that goes along with what Mr. L is saying. All right. Teachers, when they screw up, get fired.
Mm-hmm.
When politicians squander millions of dollars or misappropriate it, what happens to them? Nothing, right? What is supposed to happen to them? They get arrested. But politicians control the people who are going to be doing the arresting. And you could be a low-level BS city council person. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But they're tied in one way or another with the person who controls the state police that's going to wave off those cops. Like, there's no impartial arbiter of justice anymore. It's supposed to be where they can slam them and send them in prison. That's the big difference. Like, I really wish that there was a I don't know, a portion of the police or a policing figure that can go through elections and not be tied to Whitmer.
Good morning.
Because Whitmer is tied in with Neely. Neely's tied in with these council people. So, of course, she doesn't want anything to happen to Neely because he's tied to her. Right. And that knock-on effect is going to make her look bad. Like,
yeah. And don't you know, he telling her, like, hey, I got, you know, the first word message. Just think about it. And not saying this what we did. Who did he call when he got in trouble? It was leaked out on y'all know. Y'all ain't got to go back. You can go back, watch the Councilwoman Tanya Burns video and get all the receipts that you need. All this stuff that's been out there. Don't nobody get this type of help like that.
Nobody.
Just think about it. It was somebody already living in the house that he said he was living in. And I hate to bring the young lady record up, but it is what it is. And you got custody of your kid and you live in, this lady cannot be around no kids, right?
She can't be around no children.
No children.
Convicted sex offender cannot be around no children.
No children. So,
and I think part of her parole is she cannot intermix, you know, be around other former felons or those also on parole. And Leon is a former felon. She can't be around him.
And now, and then you, but see, this is what I think people not really even going deeper into it. And I hate to just be the Debbie Downer, but it just is what it is. You using your nonprofit to play the game. Not mad that you bought homes or, you know, you did it with your nonprofit, but for you can just bounce from here. But let's go to the first.
From 2022. When the Made Institute had,
good morning.
I think it was $20,000-$30,000 worth of assets. Go back and take a look. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm not looking it up right now. Fast forward to 2024 last year, or 2025 last year, they're up to several $1 million in assets as soon as he became councilman. Expunged records still show like he's still considered a felon for the purposes of her parole in that case, Mr. Elliott. So she can't, like, she can walk in, sign a check, give it to him, but they can't be cohabitating or hanging out too much together.
But this the thing, though. He was able to use the address to run for the first ward. And then somebody already staying in there. So is he wrong if she get jammed up?
Yeah, he'd be dead. In my opinion, he'd be dead wrong. Because he just got her thrown back into prison for something she had no control over, his mouth.
Right. He did this, and yet and this goes back to the clerk office with Davina. Goes back with 21 with Davina. Even with Liddell. I mean, this goes back to Inez Brown. But the thing is, a lot of people dropped the ball with the Liddell Lewis, allegedly. Let me say that respectfully. Allegedly, a lot of people dropped the ball when Sis Audrey was when she was ringing the bell. Oh, people overlooked it because you know what the goal was? Let's get Maurice out that seat.
All right.
It wasn't. This is what I'm saying. When you play these games, and the people know who was in on it. Don't get it twisted, people. People know this. Ain't no rocket scientist what I'm telling you. They know what the game is. That's why you ain't going to, you will hear they coming out. That's why Liddell was mad. She know what was going on. The one who should be mad at everybody should be Maurice.
And I mean, he does
I
have
would
some
be
angers,
mad
but
at
he's not lashing out at people, which is crazy to me. But let me rapid fire a few things real
Go
quick.
ahead.
First off, what is the purpose of the ENA board? That is where the change needs to start. The process of how they are appointed, they should be elected. Number one, get that out of your head. I love you very much, Sir Gregory. You are one of our best, chatters, one of the best people to come in here, and I love your ideas. Problem is, what power does the ENA board actually have? The process, as it is written out, as it is supposed to follow, is complaint is submitted to ENA board, and then it either goes to ombudsperson or the ENA board takes their other powers. The other powers being subpoena, or they can write a recommendation based on their findings to council to take action. A recommendation, not a command. So they can tell council, yes, we find the person in the 10th ward, the council person in the 10th ward, to have been out of order and have caused a problem here. We recommend you voting to censor them or censure them. Council can take one look at that, blow their nose with it, throw it in the trash. The ENA board is absolutely worthless. It is a distraction. That is all it is. It is something to keep your eye over here, hoping for something while they're over here doing more. ENA board is absolutely worthless. Don't touch it. Right. Next, how much is Leon worth? That is not publicly available information, but if you are like me, you consider his net worth to be the same net worth as his Made Foundation Made Institute. Made Institute was worth, I believe, over 10 million just because the assets they control. And then lastly, if he is a felon, why did he have a gun? He had his record expunged. They found something so credible in his history and his change since he's gotten out that they basically made it to where all of his felonious actions have no bearing on his current life, including owning a firearm. In some states, if they expunge, like down here in Florida, a felon cannot vote. If they expunge, then you can vote, type deal. So, yeah, they expunged his record. He is allowed to own a firearm at that point. And as far as I know, that Draco that we all saw pictures of him with was registered because that Draco is considered a pistol. It is a short barrel, no stock, which makes it a pistol, which must be registered with the state police. You can do it through your city police or your county sheriff, but it goes to the MSP Holdings. I've still got all my RI-60s in my safe, even though I'm no longer required to register where I live. But it was registered. The one that they found that was unregistered, I don't believe is at Draco.
It's all Neely. Clerk cannot do what she needs to do. Her hands are tied by the mayor.
I call bullshit because she can do what she needs to do. She just chooses not to.
She worried that he gonna get. But
remember, he can't get rid of her. She serves at the pleasure of the council, not the pleasure of the mayor. The council can get rid of her. The mayor cannot.
Facts, Miss Eunice. She said, remember, the ENA board is the reason Mays was censored, suspended. That was their recommendation. Facts. And you didn't.
They followed through with it.
Yeah, they didn't have no hard time to go along with that. But they won because you got to look. All his friends was on there. The mayor. Mm-hmm. That's the fact. What I'm telling, he had the majority block. You and my humble and Winter's been telling y'all. He got them people all on them boards that's for him. Even with the compensation board, you think he put people on there that wouldn't raise the pay for him? He came on there. Well, see, I think the people love to hear the beautiful lie that he was telling. I'm gonna come back and take less because Dr. Weaver. See, he wrote that playbook that they had put out there on Dr. Weaver. He wrote it all the way out. They wrote it. But as you see, he had help. That's what we keep missing. He had help. That's like right now. You already seeing it. Why you think Leon can go down there, go get PPOs on people? And there's actually people who have been, that needed to have PPOs put out. Couldn't get them did. Get them denied. Just think about Liddell. Liddell got a ride by the police and yet could pull up when Jed was out there, but she's scared of people.
Yeah, she said she's fearful of Dennis at one point, but she went chest to chest with him, and I'm surprised she didn't knock him back. And I'm not saying this is like a weight joke, right? I'm actually being 100% serious here. She was pushing on him with her chest, and she is not a light woman. I'm not saying she's fat, but she's not a light woman. I'm surprised Dennis didn't get knocked down. I mean, granted, he's a big guy too, but weight equals weight, right?
But the point, that's what I'm saying. The point is, she never got held accountable for all the time she acted out. Now she catching a little hell because the mayor's cut back on that paper. He's not letting her get that 30,000. So she acting out. Even with the other day, like she told on Judy, when she said, I'm gonna ask the recommend, ask again for the finance chair to get them how much opera money is left. See, but this is where will make me fall out. Don't go telling now because y'all mad. That's why I would be honest. Since they want to keep it, there's no way Candace would be president of the Flint City Council because y'all don't have y'all 5 votes. If y'all 5 can't fit with y'all 4 votes, if y'all can't, I'll let them fight it out. Let Liddell, Candace, Leon, and LaShawn, and let them fight it out. Y'all been picking the presidents and vice president anyway in the finance chair. Y'all do it. Y'all got 4 votes. Y'all pick it. I'll let them fight it out. Ain't no sense for them to keep playing with them no more. Let them fight it out. Y'all been overlooking everything. And this what I would be with, and I'm be honest. I don't want to hear nothing from Judy. If anything come out, let's just say, she said with the councilman in the first ward, I don't want to hear nothing from her. She didn't know. See, that's that same BS that Melissa Mays was able to pull. Well, we didn't know what was, yes, you knew. You knew what you was negotiating for. You knew it. You took it. You accepted what they was going to give. You could easily said no. They knew the water pots was going to be gone. You could have said no. It's a lot, even with the unconcerned pastors. See, a lot of the people that was in on that getting that money, they knew what they did. They just, like, everybody will say, Mickey, I think this is a game. Neely is playing with the Fab Five. He might be, but I'll let them figure it out. If I was the Fabulous Four, let them battle it out.
Yeah,
they would have
point, not my problem. Fuck you.
I wouldn't push nothing that through. I'll be like, y'all got it. Y'all 5 show up and push through. That's how y'all been rolling.
Yep, and if one of you don't show up, every resolution that comes through, it could say Trevor Berryhill is a great guy. I vote no. Everything that the Fab Five put through and put up on that, no. They're going to pass it anyway. I might as well just try to be a pain because I know Leon's tether has to be home at some point. No.
Oh, you see this right here? Said
the
mayor's office has had the clerk call my township and complain on me for speaking at Flint City Council meetings. We had to call a special meeting at my township on me because of Flint mayor. So he is running the clerk office.
Nah,
I think make Davina do something.
Wouldn't say that they're running or that he's running it. I'd say he brought up like, hey, Davina, could you? And Davina, being as independent as she is, because remember, she serves at the pleasure of the council, not the pleasure of the mayor. She might just be good friends with them. Goes, yeah, why not? I'll do it. No problem.
And look what Judy said it was the mayor's office, not the council that called, including our state rep, who is related to the mayor. Matter of fact, oh, wow. Let me see, Jennifer. So I had to sign a resolution and send it to Flint City Council. So they're trying to make us think it's trouble in paradise. Facts. Oddly, I've asked the board members. So
all that Flint City Council would get from me anywhere, whether I'm part of another township, another city, whatever, they say anything like that to me or complain about me, they would get fuck off, do what I want, not illegal, Signed, Trevor. That's
Uh,
all you get. That's all you get.
I think I might have seen that council a couple times, Chris. I don't.
Jennifer, she's in Mundy Township.
Yeah, but I remember her coming to council though.
She also came to a couple of the press conferences.
Yeah.
Accidentally disrupted one.
Said they trying to make us think it's trouble. Yeah, they want you to think that. That's why I had them figure out who the president and vice president going to be. Only thing I would do is just take it. I would take them to court because we haven't figured nothing out yet. I would sue them. Y'all been picking without us.
I mean,
they tried to recall me already 7 sets of land. That's because the people they must know. Hey, Alan said Neely is a master politician.
I'm going to discuss that. He's just been given a playbook and he's following it.
Yeah.
Just like I could be a master programmer if someone gave me a book of how to program. Like, it ain't my skill, it's someone else's skill playing through me. That's exactly what's going on with Neely. Now, he's a master liar. He's very charismatic. But politician himself and working the laws and the way through it, I'd say no. I think he's been given cheat pieces, being that the man can, he owns basically the lawyer's office, the city attorney's office, right? Yeah. Those are employed through him.
But
so they can do
independent.
Well, she's independently working with him. Anyway, so anytime he does something that's even a little bit questionable, the city attorney just goes, in my legal opinion, and they take that as gospel because they're dumb. Anyway, then he's also got the playbook written to him by someone influential, someone who's been running the Flint politics for a long time. The Ridgeways, the Motts, allegedly. And you go through the people who throw enough money at all the things in Flint, you can tell who's who.
I mean, I'm looking at Alan said the higher ups have given him a long rope.
And here's the thing. I doubt he will ever see any jail time. Right? They may let him be voted out, but the man's already a millionaire.
Facts. He did.
He's already reaped his reward. He's just there skating by until they say they don't need him no more.
Yeah, he just got a little greedy.
Yeah, like if they say they don't need him, do you really think that they're going to send him to prison? The money people may say, yeah, we're going to try, but Whitmer needs people who are tied to her still in good standing. Do you think anyone's going to charge him? And she's got plenty of friends on the judges' circuits, both circuit, local, and federal.
That's why I'm saying fires with the whole. I mean, fires with like that's why I don't see no investigations coming in.
Even if there is an investigation, like she's also friends with all the prosecutors, except for maybe the federal attorney general, right? And what are they going to do? I mean, she's friends with the judges, so the rules are already being put in place to protect him. He might catch you have to. What is it when? Oh, a suspended sentence. Oh, yeah, I sentence you to 10 years in prison. Suspended. Keep your nose clean. That's the worst that's going to happen. That's like he has never seen the inside of a jail cell. I would love to see it, especially for all the crime and rampant human suffering he's been behind. But
because in order to lock him up, you got to lock the people up above him because they gave him the okay. That means the governor. That's just like if you're going to lock, you have to lock Snyder up. You know, they're not going to lock the ones up at the top. And that's why you think Gretchen Whitmer, like she feels what she is with, not Mickey saying it, but it was coming out. She was having Flint fatigue.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's another thing.
Go ahead.
The city of Detroit and Lansing clerks are elected dating back to the 1800s and revised in 1974. Now, take a look at the population disparity between those. Flint at its height, 200,000. Detroit during those times, especially during 74, millions. Lansing, million. If you fall underneath a certain threshold, it is acceptable to have your clerk appointed by a council. That's just the truth of it.
I mean, but
for them to really go forward and change, if the clerk is elected, you have to bring in population of Flint, but they're doing their damnedest to make sure that population gets the hell out. Good morning, Corey.
My thing is Neely gonna get a slap on the wrist and he will be out of state. Yeah, he gonna leave a millionaire multiple times because he did the job that they needed to do. That's why I didn't see nobody really replacing him. Why would the ones who run this need Neely replaced? He giving them what they want.
He's doing everything they need, and yeah, he might be an aging racehorse. They're just going to put him out to pasture, right? Oh, hey, you know what? You can go ahead and stop, Neely. You got your money. We need someone newer, fresh face, someone without as much heat attached to him. Why don't you just go ahead and move out? We'll make sure you get a nice severance package. And knowing him just to be the asshole he is, he's going to move in around my neighborhood just to torment me. It just is what it is. Also, welcome, Bill. I mean,
in my opinion, with all the money that came to Flint, whole house's filter should have been installed and 100% of our pipes fixed versus all of them water pods. But they they had a plan. We just wasn't included in it at the time because I was in there. We wasn't included. And that's the problem. We wasn't included in it. Let me see. Katie Staples said Michigan food stamp fraud jumped nearly 400% from fiscal year 2023 to 2024. Michigan should switch to chip cards to reduce fraud. Well, who benefited from the fraud? They can tell you. No, I'm just serious. You know who benefited from?
I'm sorry, I had it.
I know, but I'm saying, but who really benefited? Because a lot of people I knew they was getting cut off.
It isn't. You're looking in the wrong direction.
Okay.
All right. So take a look at what most people buy off food stamps. Mind you, I've been on them and I know what I was buying. I was buying cases of Pepsi and Coke. I was buying a lot of brand name shit. Okay. It's not that's the people's fault, right? You want a little treat. You want,
they call that fraud.
No, that's not fraud. That's not the fraud they're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
No, the fraud is either people not needing them and getting them somehow,
but look at the stuff you have to do.
People passing their cart. The stuff you have to do is easily swept aside if you're on the good track. Anyway, or people passing their card to others, such as allegedly Liddell Lewis. But the people who are actually benefiting the most are larger corporations that are basically subsidized through these programs. If I don't have the cash for a Coke, guess what? I'm not buying a Coke. If someone gives me money and says, hey, you can only spend this on food and drink that is approved by this, and oh, hey, that really popular soft drink you like happens to be approved, well, now I'm using state money to get myself my Coca-Cola, right? That's who's benefiting. Lay's, Coke, Pepsi, hell, Red Bull and Monster are even approved by it.
But that's what Chris Craig be right where I'm at. That's freedom of choice.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying it's wrong. I am saying that you're asking who's benefiting off the fraud, right? More people with those state dollars to spend on these brand name yada yadas is benefiting those companies. Now, I'm not saying cut those companies out neither. Let's make that 100% clear. Okay. I mean, I might be all aboard for, hey, they're eat and drink healthy, the RFK model on some things. On some things, he's just fucking weird. But at the same time, cutting people out of it entirely is, it's unnecessary. How about we just make sure that the people who need it get it?
Yeah, no, but we talking about two different things. You just slid that in.
Well, no, because RFK was saying that they should cut Coca-Cola and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's feasible. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's good at all.
Yeah, now fast, Alan.
The grocery stores and the Coca-Cola, the people that distribute to those grocery stores are the ones making the most money off of any fraud, off of it as a program in general. But when it comes to the extra who's benefiting off the fraud, grocery stores and the companies that distribute to them, because that's more money into their pocket.
Yeah, because I'm with you, T. People are always pointing the fingers at people passing the card to other people who also need food, but it's the business stocking their shelves using government benefits. What I'm talking about when they saying fraud, like I see all that other stuff was brought up. Well, that's trying to control people again. So I don't want this spent on this. It's gonna get spent on something if it's related to food. If this person want to drink pop, let them have a choice. Now we talking about controlling. What I'm talking about,
You wanted to know who benefits off it. That was who benefited off of it. Large companies, because all right, people's average spending is going down. Okay, I haven't seen a big change in my grocery bill. That's not the same for everyone. I think I'm the exception to the rule here.
you are.
Okay, we agree on there. So more people are having to go onto EBT, food stamps, whatever you want to call it, SNAP. And the companies that were struggling are no longer struggling because of more people going on it. Some people, yes, are definitely abusing the system. Not all. Hell, you need food. You need food. What do you know? You can't function without it. You kind of turn into a dried up husk. This whole grain stupidity to say that anyone that needs that card is wrong. Okay, but you asked who was benefiting. I told you who was benefiting. Is there any doubt of that now?
But what I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about when I was looking at is fraud. When they was talking about you seeing the black mothers, when they not just black mothers, the residents of America couldn't get, they was getting cut off the benefits, and they saw other people getting the benefits. That's what I'm saying. Was they talking about fraud on that? Because I remember when Trump was talking about cutting everybody off, and he was basically talking about people who wasn't citizens getting cut off. If that's what I took it. But that's what I was talking about, fraud.
Oh, you wanted to know like
the
people
Minnesota
not doing
fraud.
theirs? Okay. Yeah, no, so immigrants,
was getting this, yeah.
If you were coming into the country as an immigrant, whether legally or illegally, mind you, those benefits are doled out by the state, whichever state you're in. Some states say you must be. Other states say you should be, but I'm not going to ask. I mean, there's literally billions of dollars that have been given to non-residents, non-citizens, hell, non-visa card holders to subsidize housing, subsidize food. Great.
Yeah, that's what Chris K.
That's the fraud right there.
He said the real fraud is Section 8.
That's the real fraud right there. Like non-citizens, the average Joes, the not millionaire, billionaire corporations, those were the ones. The ones that our laws specifically state you can't be on it, but we're somehow getting on it, usually through an oversight or a purposeful blindness to them getting on it.
Yeah, see, I'm looking at what Corey's saying. I was recently laid off and turned to the Rely BTO food stamps. And I say that right. Rely BTO.
That actually sounds better than what I was going to try to say. So
I've gotten them for 2 months, and it's been so much hassle. I probably won't even continue it. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you can just go in there and say, that's the point that I was trying to say, Greg. Zachary, because I was going to say, just say you sell your food stamp card, right? That means you don't get that food stamp, and ain't like you getting to spend it twice. Whoever bought them, that same amount that's getting spent. So I'm saying that's why I was saying the fraud. That's why the point I was making with fraud on that. If you deserve it. Now I'm talking about if you let's just use an example how they were saying what was going on in Chicago, New York, how they was getting all this money for getting SNAP and was getting cash. But you had citizens that was here couldn't get it. Like I said, I don't even remember because I remember the black mother up there talking about how they was getting cut off and the other ones was getting cut on. And I get it. Some say it was FEMA funds for when they was coming over. That's the point. Look, Congress had allocated billions of dollars relating to immigrants' family, and that's what I'm saying. That's how. So you got to cut somebody off. If you allocating all this money, somebody gonna get it, and somebody not gonna get it. You got to take from one to give to the other.
Look, in my opinion, I should be taking care of the folks who were born, raised here, or the folks that came here the right way, who are still waiting on their citizenship but have legal resident status, right? Those who cut the line, I don't think should be getting any of our federal dollars. I think, honestly, if you want to cut back on illegal immigrants, then the best way to do it is also cut back on the benefits, because you may say, no, you're not supposed to be here, while handing them $100 bill. What are you going to do? I'm going to stay here. I'm going to collect $100. Shit. Like, don't have to be fancy about it. It just is what it is. You have to disincentivize in the whole as to why they are here. Yes, send us you're poor, you're hungry, you're cold. But please come the right way. Come through the border crossing. Let them know that you plan on seeking citizenship in X, Y, and Z. Go through the process, please.
Hey, Mark Hutchinson, you own it because they don't talk about corporate welfare. I always hear about fraud and programs for the poor and middle class. It's a trick. There are billions of dollars being scraped off the top by the elite class. You seeing your electricity bill lately? It went up. Let me tell you.
Yeah, mine actually did go up, but it was cooler than usual here. There's that too. But let's take illegal narcotics off the table for a minute, right? Let's say that they're not buying drugs. Let's go into Happy Land. Some of those people are using that cash for other things. Sometimes it may be, hey, I could use that cash to pay my electric bill. Or sometimes it's other goodies that you just can't buy off of food stamps, like a new phone. Sometimes that does happen. Now, I'm not here to agree, disagree, any of that. I'm just saying it does happen. Right? Now, if we go down the dark path, yeah, sometimes people receive that money. You know, hey, let me spend $40 in food stamps. I'll give you $50. Okay, here you go. Now that $50, hey, I'm going to go buy myself my poison of choice. I'm going to go buy myself a bottle. I'm going to go buy myself a joint or several joints at $50, to be honest with you, or a little bit of cocaine or a little bit of rock or a little bit of glass. Shit happens. I don't think there's a way to really cut that down unless every time, like you make it a law, every time you use your food stamp card, you have to use your ID with it. But how many places are going to ignore that anyway? How many times do I go in to buy cigarettes and I don't have to show my ID even though I don't look 40? Strange, right?
I'm looking at this $259 billion allocated by MDC, which Sheldon Neely voted to give to a NGO for profit money. You see what I'm saying? This is good. I'm looking at this right here. Mark Hutchinson, electric is going up because billion-dollar company data centers are using up the electricity and nothing is said. That is hundreds of billion taken. Everybody else is paying the electric. But we don't see that. Let me see this. The state of Michigan does not give illegals any benefits. See what that got put? Does not. During COVID, the farmers in my area received millions in ARPA funds on top of the free money the government gives them every year. Wow. Let me see. My mother, consumer bill has increased over 140 since November. Her home is kept at 60 degrees to keep the pipes from freezing. She died in August. Make that make sense? Mine went like it's unbelievable.
Mine jumped $80 from last month to this month. I was on the phone with Mickey when I got hit with that bill. I was like, oh shit, 311? Mind you, I live in Florida and my wife absolutely hates the cold more than I do. So she keeps that thermostat cranked to 74. I've tried touching it and she slapped my hand. She told me I was an idiot.
And I agree with you, Zachary. Food stamp fraud been going around since there been food stamps.
Yep. Right here, we just hit on that, right? Like sometimes using cash for things off of food. Hey, my kids need clothes. Hey, I need help with utility bills, right?
I like this one right here. Truth 1824 said, too many wealthy people getting rich off the back of the labor of illegal immigrants for them to go anywhere anytime soon. You see MTG change her conversation on it.
Oh, yeah, now she's all for it.
Yeah, she was a member.
And she's just jumping to see whichever side is going to fucking support her nonprofit even more. I'm sorry. She's about as much of a fraud as anyone else. And I've come out here 3-4 years ago and said I don't like the crazy lady. Seems still true now, right? Like some people are just frauds jumping up there to catch money based off of airtime and how they can get donations to them. She's one of them. I mean, Tucker Carlson sitting there, and he was the darling of the Republican Party for the longest time, and I don't like him at all. Now he's turned into a Russian shill. Go figure. Whoever can give you the most money, right? The grift is a grift.
I'm looking at say sanctuary cities are said to be those that give immigrants. And ain't we a sanctuary city? Let me say, see, this is
I think Flint is a sanctuary city in all but name. So Flint hasn't come out with a resolution calling itself a sanctuary city, but it does offer benefits and services
but
at either a discounted or prorated or even minimal rate toward people who have come to Flint illegally.
But this what I want to say, because I keep hearing you. I keep hearing you when you talking about the Russians, how y'all the United
I fucking hate Russians.
like I said, I don't get it. I don't get what the kick is. Like I said, we can say I mean, I can hear it. I'm still trying to figure like what it like. You know what? I don't really care, to be honest. It's whatever the beef.
Some people hate Mexico. Some people hate Canada.
Yeah.
Based hating Canada. Some people hate whatever country out there. In my case, it happens to be Russia, right? I do not like Russia. I do not like Putin. I don't like none of it. That's just me. I have my reasons. Part of it is the household I grew up in. I grew up in a Cold War era home with 2 Cold War era veterans who hating Russia was inscribed into them at a young age, and it rubbed off on me.
No, I see what you're saying. Alan said the military brothers cannot stand Russia.
And Chris says there's a lot of Russians in Florida. You're damn right. In southern Florida, where the sun always shines, they don't have to worry about, freezing to death or starvation. I live in northern Florida, thank God. And I also saw, how do I feel about solar panels on my home? Personally, I like the idea of it, but I also think that a hurricane knocking, branches weighing 10, 15 pounds flying around my house, I'm going to pay for those solar panels more than once. And I just don't have the way to do that.
No, I mean, but I'm looking at what Katie said. Immigrant CDL driver was saying in Cali, the illegals are hurting him since some have multi-family and cut his pay by being able to work cheaper.
I mean, we have a couple truckers in our chat. Tia, she's a trucker, and she's straight up said that several illegals with a CDL through some shady CDL schools are able to undercut her by a large part.
Yeah,
and who's to blame for that? It's not technically the illegals. Like, granted, you shouldn't come here in the first place, but who incentivized you? A. B. Who hired the illegal to drive the product? Well, fuck. Once again, I go back to my default position of not only do we need to deport illegals, do it as humanely as possible, obviously, right? But also hiring managers and businesses that hire illegals. Businesses that hire illegals need to be fined into the fucking dirt, and people who hire them, knowing that they're illegal or just choosing not to ask the question, need to be thrown in prison.
That's never gonna happen because they want free labor. The country.
Hey, when I sit here and I say what should happen and what will happen are completely different. There's la la land and then there's reality.
No, that's why I'm just saying it. I'm looking at what new one said. Biden stole Putin's Russia $17 billion and gave it to the Ukraine. So now Russia's giving the U.S. headaches along with BRICS.
I mean, I can also, because we're doing on that, Biden did a damned base thing, right? He not only took their assets in the United States, not only took bank accounts. That was pretty fucking cool, in my opinion. The other thing is, since 2025, the U.S. intelligence agencies have been far more proactive in setting up the fights for Ukraine to win. Like, we are in this war in all but fucking troops at this point.
But they're spending all that money.
I don't think that we should be in it at all.
Yeah, no.
Let them deal with their own shit. We're letting Pakistan and India settle their differences their way. Every once in a while, they'll get a polite word, like cut it out. Same thing about Laos and Cambodia. Same thing about Thailand and their neighbor. Let them sort it out themselves. They don't need to take my dollars for it. I need my dollars going to my countrymen. I need my friends and family in Flint taken care of. I need my friends and family over in California taken care of. I need my friends and family from one state to the other in this country taken care of over some dude who, A, I don't have anything culturally in common with, and B, someone I don't have a language in common with, and C, have literally nothing in common with other than we breathe. I would rather that money go to the people here. Period. End of story.
I mean, but that ain't, it's all about the resources in those areas. Facts. That's what they there for, resources. I was looking at some stuff. I'll probably bring it up tonight or Monday or something. I don't know. I was, like I said, I should have put it up, but we we did it almost enough, but BlackRock. I'm still looking at
BlackRock.
Epstein.
So
I'm
someone
not-
brought up BlackRock the other day when we were mentioning Soldiers for Hire. BlackRock is an investment firm that controls, I want to say, close to 60% of the shares of most companies around the world. I think what most people were talking about when it came to that, which not you, Zach, this is just harkening back to another correction. You just reminded me, was Blackwater, which is reflagged over 8 times now. I think it's like K something, KBR. Nope, KBR also reflagged. But yeah, I thought I'd bring that up as well.
Yeah. Well, we did the 2 hours, family. We made it to 11.
And we started on time today.
On time did the 2.
Mm.
Heard 2 hours. Blackstone as well. We did 2. Please remember, people, America has a long history of seeking out the cheapest labor option. A lot of people don't want to remember that it was built off free labor.
Most
Someone
countries
talking about
are
built off
doing
free
that
labor.
shit. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Rome was built off a lot of free labor.
Thank you, Brother Allen. But I will see y'all
Real quick, a closing thought. Guys, it's $5 Friday. Let me chill for a second. We got bills. Let's go ahead and keep up with the $5 Friday tradition. If you got anything, go ahead and throw it in. And definitely be sure to tune in tonight with Mickey and Wintus and continue the $5 Friday. Corey, this is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11. And then we also have a nightly show from 6 to 8, right, Mickey?
Yeah, 6
And
to
then
8.
we also have Black Watch on Saturday or Sunday, 9 a.m., I believe. Just a Thought with the DC ladies. Sunday at, I believe, 5 or 6. Yeah, I get it muddled. 7. See, there we go. I'm great at this. And then Conspiracy Tuesday at 5 on Tuesdays.
5. So we're going to go ahead. My bad, Charlie.
I was going to say thank you guys for tuning in. I'm ready to bounce out. I got my workout today. And time to hit it.
And I was at it this morning. Thank you, New One, for the $5 super chat. And thank everybody. I'll see y'all back. I'm going to be here at 6 o'clock because y'all know I'm dipping out at 7:15 because the festival's going to start at 7:17. I got to go.
Festival?
Facts.
Ooh.
I'm talking about to start celebrating. I got to go link up with a couple people. So I'm leaving right after the show. So it ain't going to be 8 o'clock. It's going to be from 6 o'clock, 7:15, and I'm out. And I'm going to see y'all hopefully Sunday.
Hopefully.
Peace.
Later.